All right. Good afternoon, Seattle Design Festival. Thank you all for coming this afternoon. We are groundbreaking UX design at UW. This is a culmination of work for software. We're going to run through introduction, presentations, and then we'll do a Q&A at the end. Um, just to start off, the theme for this year's festival, feedback, is a term in the world of academia as omnipresent as a final exam. These capstone teams, made up of graduate students from the UW programs of Human-Computer Interaction and Design, Human-Centered Design and Engineering, and the School of Art and Art History and Design, have been receiving and reflecting and transforming feedback into impactful products for over two years now. If you count all of their schooling, it's probably close to 2 decades. From an AI-assisted community college career planner to safer ways to navigate our city by bike, sit back and be inspired by the extensive research, detailed design, and of course the impressionable feedback which each one of these projects exudes. Please note to hold all questions for the Q&A session right off the stage at the end of the last presentation. We begin with Pearly Tan and Isabel Polito of the School of Human-Centered Design and Engineering. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. First of all, quick show of hands. Who here bikes? Okay, amazing. And if you don't, that's amazing too. That's okay. And we would like you to start thinking, what's stopping you? Is it safety concerns? Is it confidence? Or maybe not knowing which routes to take? Because maybe this project could resonate with you all. We are Pearly and Isabel, a UX designer and a design researcher who partnered with Seattle Neighborhood Greenway for a master's capstone project. But who is S&D? They are a nonprofit empowering communities to ambition and build people-first connected neighborhoods. And we teamed up with them because they need a help from a user-centered design perspective to solve this complex challenge. How might we make local biking knowledge more accessible to help newer bikers navigate Seattle safely and confidently? To explore this challenge, we biked the routes ourselves, observed our rider behaviors, and we spoke with a range of people, from inexperienced cyclists to city planners. Whoa. Okay. The insights were as amazing as that sounds. Newer riders often have to make split-second decisions without clear contextual guidance, so they end up confused or missing turns or in unsafe situations. We also learned that existing digital tools like Google Maps or other apps or websites have limitations. They require advanced planning, and when you're riding, it is not often possible to take out your phone and look at it, right? So we asked, what if the guidance was on the street itself to ensure that we meet bikers where they are? To explore this question, Dilet's feedback leads the way. We started with a GoPro video simulation to see how our designs would work in motion. Then, we did 2 in-the-wall tests. We let a tactical urbanism approach guide us, and we brought our prototypes to the streets. We observed interactions in real time, and we gathered feedback on the ground. Finally, we ran a workshop with local biking experts whose lived experience helps us refine and ground the solution. And then, that's how our final solution was born. It is an educational initiative rooted in real riding habit. It reimagines Seattle's bike network as subway map. It's color-coded, intuitive, and designed to get you confidently from point A to B. It transforms Seattle's hidden cycling knowledge into visible street-level guidance. And instead of overwhelming cyclists with all the possible routes, we create branded routes that are safe, easy to learn, and built to crush. So each branded route are made up of 5 key elements and refined through multiple rounds of testing and feedback. The first one here is the branded route map. They're being placed at the key decision points to help bikers orient themselves with the "You Are Here" markers. Their next step, also a QR code that would then take them to a digital route resource. So we're giving bikers a way to preview and learn their routes in advance. The third element here is the bike route guides. They're being placed consistently along the route to reassure bikers that they're on track, using consistent colors, icons, and arrows. And testings helped us refine the color accessibility and also refine the placement for better visibility. We also have the ground level guide. They're either being painted or placed at intersections where those pole signs aren't that feasible, especially in complex or high traffic areas. And the last element, last but not least, it is an educational booklet. It introduces Seattle's bike network and also introducing how to use our wayfinding systems. But more importantly, we hope it can encourage confident biking on the roads. So with our initiative handed off to our sponsor, which is Seattle Neighborhood Greenways, what change are we aiming to spark? So currently they're doing test runs for all of these to be ready for the World Cup that's happening next year. And our research and design is going to inform those outcomes. But more importantly, our goal is to lay the foundation for a safer, more connected biking experience across Seattle neighborhoods. But more than that, we hope this can create a shift in how we move through the city, a shift in how we design for freedom, for joy, and for independence. Because in a car-centric city here, we're not just making space for bikers, we're proving that they belong. And thank you everyone for listening. And next clip, welcome the stage to Ali, Trisha, and Xiaoxue from MXCID program.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Team Sanovi, and we are here to present our capstone project from the Human-Computer Interaction and Design program at University of Washington. So our capstone project is sponsored by Joy Media, which is a Boston-based consultancy that works with a lot of museums and design installations and help with storytelling. So we are building upon their project called Vision Cubing, which is a reflective origami-based tool that they've created and created a workshop around it. So we have actually digitized that experience using augmented reality and conversational AI. So let's see what we have today. So just to introduce ourselves again, my name is Ali. This is Trisha and Xiaoxue, and we are from the Human Computer Interaction Design program at University of Washington. So just to give you guys a little background, we are trying to help college graduates envision their future. So as you know, college graduates, when they're about to graduate, they often don't know what to do and they are unsure about the future. So this is what we are trying to do. We are trying to help them with an augmented reality and conversational AI experience. And this project is based on our research that we conducted in the last quarter. So we spoke to around 7 participants from graduate school and undergraduate school at University of Washington. And we learned that this tool that we're building should be an imaginative tool. And it also should be a personalized experience. So it should not be generalized to anything. And they also mentioned that they want to have a collaborative process. So friends and family should help them in this visualization process. And then lastly, it should be a customizable time frame experience so that some people want to envision way into the future. Some people just want to envision the next week or the next day. So we wanted to give that flexibility.
Okay, now let's see the point of view of a college graduate, which is who is interacting with the AI experience. So what we offer is a natural language experience that is providing a dynamic conversation flow while providing deeply engaging responses. Now, this is possible through context awareness, which is in this case for college graduation, and also it supports an audio burst interaction and interface. So, the initial visualization before they step into thinking about the future is they take a moment to step back and see they detach from the reality and surroundings that they are in right now. They take a pause and this shifts the perspectives. So, what happens is by stepping outside the environment they are in, it helps them visualize where they could be. It helps them think about where they want to be. It helps them shift the perspective. So, this is the first step to reset the space and create that space for them. So, meet the Sanobi cube. This is reveals the sense of mystery that we want to, while giving the participants a choice to engage and take decisions for their life. We want to help them decide which life domain they want to interact with, whether it's the milestones, inspirations, or the relationships. Also, note this is the first step to them actively choosing the next steps for the future. Now, we want to show you an interactive memory map. What this map does, it plays like a visual anchor that connects all the scattered moments into a cohesive and a personal narrative from the user's journey. This shows where the user has been before, where they could be in the future, and also where the relationships connect and where the personal connections want to be.
And next up, we want to show a few visualization. Let's say if the person want to see what's his next milestones, it can be grad school, can be a workplace, and also starting a family. So these are the 360 view AR visualization that we can show user to help a user to have like an immersive experience of their future milestones. And in case of accessibility issues, we want to offer user with low mobility to still enjoy this immersive experience, this 360 AR visualization to get a view of their immediate surroundings. And next up, the last key feature we want to offer the user is this next steps, which can turn moments of insights into actionable next steps for the user. It is a based on AI conversation, and we can do it both in text or audio. Just to show a user with a gentle guidelines of what's their next steps and encourage any actions for behavioral change. And that concludes our presentation. Thank you. And yeah, we'll welcome our cohort member from our MHCID program to introduce their presentation about their project called Orbit. Okay. Hi everyone. We're Team Orbit from the MHCID program, and we've been working with Microsoft for past few months about this capstone projects that tackle on the product manager common problem. And today we're excited to introduce our product Orbit, which is an action companion for product manager, and it built right into the Microsoft ecosystem. So currently, the product manager spends our juggling tools, meetings, email, Jira. Basically, they need to like update the same information for different audiences everywhere. And we keep hearing the same things from the product manager during the interviews that this constantly juggling and manual updating makes the effective team planning nearly impossible. And from the business perspective, it can also slow down the overall product deliveries. So here is our solution, Orbit, an action companion AI agent for product manager. And it can connect your tools, spots what's happening, and most importantly, it can help product manager to take the right action at the right moments before things escalate. So let's see how Orbits help product manager in real life. So let's meet Paula. She's a product manager at the Microsoft, and she is working on these 3 overlapping projects, and also she is preparing for a big launch for next week. And on her way to work, she received a message about an API integration that potentially threatened the launch. And more message flood in, her and her team starts to feel like panics. And so let's see how Orbit step in and help her out. So first, Orbit connects Paula's workspace for her, where she has access to all the tools her teams use. That means Orbit already has the full context to all the updates across tools. With the global knowledge of the product ecosystem, Orbit is able to immediately detect and prioritize issues for Paula. No matter its API integration delay or urgent bug in production, Orbit lets Paula knows immediately. And Paula not only gets the notification, but also the suggested action to help her move forward. Orbit plans smartly, giving Paula the right next step at the right moment. And with the traceable history and the real-time update, Paula knows what's next and can navigate work confidently. So Orbit doesn't just plan actions for product managers to do, it actually helps them do the actions through our seamless automation. So consider needing to schedule a meeting as a product manager in crisis. Instead of manually going through messages and calendars to find the right time, Orbit pulls up the people relevant for the meeting, and Paula simply needs to edit or confirm. The smart scheduling feature then finds the soonest possible time for them to meet, meaning that in a crisis, teams are able to address issues faster. We just saw how Orbit can help product managers handle change and crisis in the workplace, but being a product manager isn't just about managing features and bugs, it's about managing people. That's why Orbit puts team health monitoring at its core, with features like celebrating small wins, individual contribution celebrations, and misalignment and workload alerts. Orbit helps product managers keep their teams in flow with morale high. Orbit is reimagining chat interfaces for product managers, less typing, more doing, less firefighting, and more innovating. Thank you for coming to listen to us today. As a reminder, we are students from MHCID at UW, and we are excited to introduce you to the next speaker, Katrina from the School of Human-Centered Design and Engineering. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Katrina from HCDE, and we're kind of a 3-person startup. We're a 3-person capstone team. We were first founding this project, but now 2 months later, we're going to a 6-person startup. Yeah. And our great, excellent PM is among you, but he's too shy to be mentioned, so I'll just skip him. Okay. And to get started, let's show up hand. How many of you have been travel abroad before? Okay, great. Oh no, keeps your hand, sorry. And keep your and still hold your hand if you ever facing some challenges when eating in a restaurant.
say if you have experience on kind of menu, you cannot read a single word. Still keeps your hand up. Okay, thank you. You can. It's okay. Yeah, thank you. Just like this. Sometimes we cannot read the menu at all in the restaurants, and many of you will pull out like Google Translate, right? Trying to scan the menu and see how it translate goes, but not every time it will work. You know, in this case, even after translated, what the hell is sanzokuyaki, right? It doesn't work that well because culture isn't something you can just translate. And oftentimes you cannot, if your travel some places special like Mexico, sometimes food can be really spicy. And you won't know that until you're begging the waiter for more water. And when it comes to ordering, it's awkward. Like, if you cannot speak that language, you can only pointing to the menu. Okay, this, and that. But you lose your power for customization and better communicate your needs because it will be awkward, just type in those translations and, show to the waiter. That's weird, right? And when the food comes, it might be nothing like you imagine. So here is our insights. So this is all the thing we've experienced as international students. So that's why we had this project. After a long user experience research, we found those are the insights. Like, people want to understand the characters. People want features for better visualizations of what the dish will look like. People want their personal preference to be respected within the local context when people want to communicate naturally with the server. So here is our solution. It's all in one now. So that means you don't have to experience the whole troublesome process we've been through. Pull out the translation app, looking for pictures, pull out ChatGPT for better translation, and go to the social media for recommendations. And now it's all in one. So begin with the onboarding experience. We will ask you about where you come from, so we better understand what culture do you feel most related to. So for example, we might explain a hot dog to a Mexican person. It's kind of like a taco, but we use bread and a giant sausage for there to understand, okay, that is a hot dog. And we will ask for your dietary restrictions and the things you want to avoid. Say you don't want your allergic to gluten, and we will flag everything related to gluten to you. And then you can pull out your phone, scan the menu, and ta-da! Okay, it's in the language you can read now. We add text overlays to each item so you can click through it, and it will show you how does it look like, what does it contains. And also, if you want to put more information, it can also show you the reviews and also a description of what that is. When you're ready to order, you can select items to show the waiter, okay, I want this, and this. You set a point. You can customize for your order to add a customizable note, and you will be auto-translated into the waiter's language. Or you can use our chat feature, which you can directly communicate for more complex requests. And also, the things you discuss in the conversation will be automatically be a food cart too. You can select it, so you want to make sure you get what is in the discussion. You won't get confusing. So remember, we're a startup right now. And our beta test version will be available very soon. I think no later than next month. So if you found this will be helpful to you, scan to join our waitlist. And it's not only working in the travel setting, you can be working in the US too, some Italian restaurant with all kinds of pastas, some, Middle Eastern places. They're doing a really bad job, telling you what is actually on their menu. And by the way, we're the award winner of 2025 capsule. So I hope you enjoyed our story, and I hope you have pleasant experience and making sure you know what that exactly is on your plate for every meal. Thank you. And now let's welcome Aroshi from MHCID to introduce her excellent project of CSIC.
What an amazing presentation. Hi, everybody. My name is Arushi, and I'm so excited to present CC, which is a career growth tool for community college students.
CC guides like a mentor, supports like a friend, and organizes like an assistant. I had the opportunity of working on this project with TAP. I worked with Tim, who's the CPO, and Mickey, who's the founding designer there, as well as my mid CID team, Jiho and Dee. Before we get into it, let's talk about what TAP is. Training All People. It's a multi-platform learning tool which is aimed at empowering technicians to sort of level up in their careers through web and VR trainings. One of the reasons why I was so excited to work with them was because of their meaningful mission to sort of close the skills gap and create opportunities for low-wage workers to level up and get higher paying jobs. And when they came in with a certain hypotheses and of course, years of research around how there's a skills gap and there's a labor gap in the sense that there's a lot of skilled labor in the market, but there's a lack of connection and the right channels to connect them to the manufacturers. And just to build upon this research and to dive deeper into it, we went on to do some generative research study to just understand how community college students explore and choose their careers. And for this, we went on to interview a bunch of participants. We reached out to a lot of community colleges in the greater Seattle area, and interviewed folks who were in technical programs, engineering programs, aviation programs, and so on. But one thing to be noted here is there were not just young students, there were folks who were pivoting, folks who were starting up after 20 years of caretaking of their family or who were changing careers after 30 years. So there were folks in different areas of their lives doing technical courses and trying to move on. And from this research, we uncovered that there were certain key insights and challenges that sort of came up. Some were around lack of personal connections, lack of a clear roadmap on what to do after I complete this technical diploma, the sort of feeling of limitation of possibilities, and also what other do I need to do, other diplomas? Do I need to sort of build a community of my own, which is harder to find when you talk about these colleges which are slightly smaller in scale. So we sat down with this research and we understood that there needs to be a clear design challenge and a problem space that we need to work on, which was for us, how might we help community college students in technical programs by addressing their unique needs, goals, learning preferences to support their career growth and skill development. And with this, after rigorous ideation sessions, design process, and sort of research analysis was born CC. CC is an AI companion who guides, trains, mentors, and organizes. And there are 4 pillars that she works around basically: professional and technical training, structured mentorship, expanding of network to personal relationships and community building, and accessibility, so that students did not really need to have headsets. This was basically a model that could be plugged into any college. And with this solution, what we wanted to do is just sort of tweak with their original talent flow, which is not just help them discover their careers and channel to the VR trainings of TAP, but we wanted to sort of create this all-encompassing learning tool, which was giving personalized guidance, training, as well as mentorship, and then leading to community and jobs. So let's sort of do a quick deep dive into the 3 pillars that CC was built around. The first one is the skill center, which is kind of like a dashboard wherein I can see my technical skills, which was more focused around learning courses, or professional skills, which are focused around personal development, interview prep, and so on. You can set and see your progress roadmap. The next feature was the chat room, which was meant to be like a one-on-one sort of situation where I can interact with CC,
talk about my next mentorship session, talk about where I'm stuck in my current technical course that I'm doing, and so on. It's meant to be like a friend and a guide who's like with me at all times, as well as overseeing when I'm doing trainings. And the final feature is this: when we were in the research phase, we uncovered this sense of lack of community and hesitation around reaching out to people. So, mentorship and accessibility to different mentors was a big need that needs to be sort of solved. So, this was the feature for mentorship wherein we were connecting people to industry folks. And this was in this as a project was handed over to TAP almost a year ago, and CC has sort of gone places since then. It's been an interesting ride. We've learned a lot, specifically because TAP has been an amazing, supportive team. TAP has been recently reached about 4,000 plus trainees in their student community, and they adapted CC for their new product, which is the AI interviewer, and tested it with some of their students. I'm really excited how it's going to make some meaningful impact in some other students' lives, and really excited about where it's going to go. Yeah, so that's for CC. Thank you. And now I'm excited to welcome Lika from the School of Art and Art History and Design for the next project. I'm going to put this in the mic stand so I have enough pens to do everything. All right. So, my name is Lisa Bombach, and I am a 2035 Master of Design graduate. Today, I'm sharing with you my thesis, which is entitled Expected Memories, Futures of Monument Design. So my thesis focused on design as the means for framing significance and value. It's the expression of our societal identities, and to do this, I focused my thesis specifically on monuments. I started by looking towards the past by defining what is a monument and outlining the different types that have been seen throughout the centuries. I then studied public art as an expression of encoding the present. With knowledge of the past and present as a foundation, I then looked to the future. I asked, how might we envision design futures for our public commemorative landscapes? This research question was intended to challenge conventional monument design, where we have a memory that we experience as a community and then create a symbol that is fixed in time to represent that memory. So I wanted to challenge this by doing more of a circular method, where the memory informs a symbol, that then the symbol can inform the memory back and evolve with us as our community grows and our identity shift throughout time. To test this proposal, I established a design process grounded in user experience design. I outlined my intent using discursive design methodologies. And I created 3 scenarios through which I could study the implications of my proposed framework. To make them easier to compare, I situated all of my scenarios at Golden Gardens and chose to memorialize wildfire smoke as the topic. To visualize smoke, I created mood boards to explore different expressions and representations of this. I then researched contemporary artists who were doing similar work to me. Several of them were memorializing burned forests or representations of monuments where you can actively be the figure itself. I then strategically mapped out how I expected the public to engage with the monuments and decided to combine a physical experience and a digital experience. Although I don't believe that digital experiences are necessary to design within this proposed framework, it allowed me a lot more flexibility. And as someone with more of a spatial design background in physical spaces, I also got to learn how to design for digital experiences. I began all scenarios with the same entry point, the encountering a physical object. A black ring of sand on the beach and a pedestal acted like a marker of monuments. This is a portal where the public is able to activate a visual experience. In scenario 1, I asked, if additional monuments are not permitted, what will we design in place of them? Here, I suggested that through an augmented reality experience, smoky figures of people would digitally appear on them. These are individuals from the past who have experienced the effects of climate change. They have preserved their individual memories into the figures, which leverage generative AI to share their experiences with future generations, so you can have a conversation with someone who may no longer be alive and talk to them about their experience. Scenario 2 asks, what if monuments are no longer designed to be permanent, but instead are temporary? It uses a crowdsourcing approach for multiple temporary interpretations of a narrative. The digital monuments are situated all together on the beach, again via augmented reality, to showcase the coexistence of many interpretations and perspectives about a given topic. This solution attempts to break down the singular ownership of our public spaces by monuments and a declaration of one point of view of what the identity of a people should use. Finally, scenario 3 asks, what if monuments aren't symbolic of the memory itself, but instead serve as records of dialogue about the topic? This concept leads into the idea of time travel to show the effects of climate change through time. An interactive ring would appear around the individual, and as it rotates, the vista would become obscured by smoke or revealed by snow, depending on the climate data you're accessing that year. This data set acts as a monument to the experience and impact of wildfire smoke by simulating the visibility of the mountains. So if you live in an optimistic future where climate change is no longer a problem, you could go back in time and see what it was like when it was an issue, or vice versa. All of these 3 possible futures were developed to concretely discuss and compare them. They were then presented to a team of designers at Studio Matthews, which is a design studio here in Seattle. The designers there participated in a workshop to critique the way we create monuments and to discuss the potential pitfalls or successes of the proposed framework. Finally, I displayed the results of both my project and this discussion at the Henry Art Gallery, where I simulated the beach and created augmented reality experiences for visitors to the gallery to engage this. All in all, the monument framework I proposed in critiques in this thesis was concluded to transform monuments into active participants in the negotiation of value and significance. This method not only memorialized our collective memory, but through immersive experiential engagement, these monuments are able to reify our societal identity. That's my presentation. Thank you very much. I'm going to hand it over to Jute, who's going to pick up the service.
Great job, Lisa. Thank you all. Let's give it up for the students one more time for taking the time out on a Saturday to present all this amazing work to the public and fellow design community. Just a quick plug. Oh, by the way, I never introduced myself. My name is Dukes Wooters. I'm the manager of communication and outreach at the MHCID program. If you have any questions about the program or any of the projects, our students will be standing by on the side of the stage. And then a quick little plug here. We do have a public showcase of more capstone projects next Thursday on campus. If you'd like to come, you can just email me there if you want to just take a quick pic, or you'll be seeing these on our YouTube page sometime later this summer. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out.